Thank you, Trey. And Jantel Lavender in Ohio State right now with their backs against the wall. And coming up later tonight on ESPN, more championship action at 9:30 Eastern. Most of you see Arkansas, Little Rock, and Oklahoma. Check your local listings and you'll see what game you're going to get. And right now you're going to get McConville with their 17th point.
Ohio State comes out with some trapping D, a steal by Mississippi State. They're moving the ball really well right now, Pam, and they are aggressive to the rim.
And they are putting a hurting number 2 seed in the Dayton region. Ohio State lost only 4 games all year. The Big Ten champs on the ropes. Rack again gets underneath.
That is the 3rd time unofficially by my count in the second half that Rack has dropped down to help or rotated across. She's bringing help because the point of emphasis is Lavender. Look at the quick hands of Alexis Rack.
Lavender taking it strong, but it rolls off. Rebound to Amanu, and if that's on Prahalis, it is. That's her 4th.
A frustration foul by Sam Prahalis because what she was doing is defending the easy layup. This is a very dangerous point in the game for Ohio State. Look at the points off turnovers. An Ohio State team that averages 15 turnovers a game, and they're not a team that generates a lot of turnovers with their defense. They're going to have to get some stops right here and rebound and try to get some points in transition. But Prahalis with 4 fouls has got to be careful.
Ohio State first in the Big Ten in assist to turnover ratio, but it's squarely against them in this game. So quick.
And Sharon Fanning again. She has done a fantastic job mixing up her offensive schemes. This time 5 out. They have been so good off the bounce against Ohio State's man-to-man defense.
And that basket by Taylor Hill brings a 9-0 Mississippi State run. But still, it's a 16-point advantage for the Lady Bulldogs, who have never been to the Sweet 16.
And neither has their 34-year head coach, Sharon Fanning, on the sideline.
Which is hard to believe. She's had some great talent go through. Tan White, Latoya Thomas, some very good teams then. Ohio State basketball. NCAA men's ice hockey set to skate towards a Frozen Four. The puck drops on 4 regional semis Friday starting at 3 Eastern on ESPNU. Find complete results from this event in the NCAA Women's Championship at NCAA.com, the official online home for all 88 NCAA championships.
Okay, so it was a tough shot by Lamanu, but it makes Ohio State inbound the basketball. And a dead ball opportunity, and it doesn't allow them to transition. They've got to run their stuff offensively.
Congo out of the game. Amanda at 6'3" back in there, but not as athletic. Prahalis takes it one-on-one, didn't even try to get it into Lavender. Mississippi State comes away with it. They are showing Ohio State speed and precision they haven't seen all year.
Oh, they're taking it right to them. I mean, the second most athletic team in the Big Ten, Mississippi State, or excuse me, Michigan State in the Big Ten, and they split with them during the regular season.
You know, Hill gets hacked on her way out. She'll get a couple of shots, but only 5:37 left to go. That's only the first on Alexis Rack. Team fouls, 2 team fouls against Mississippi State, 4 against Ohio State, so a long way to go before the Buckeyes get to the line on common fouls. This is a shooting foul for Hill.
And Taylor Hill has been good off the bounce in the second half. She's been able to get all the way to the rim, where other Buckeyes have had to pull up in the mid-range, which is exactly what Mississippi State's defense wants them to have to do, is make a tough shot from 15, from 12.
Sweet 16 trip to Dayton on the line. Ohio State trying to get back there for the 2nd straight time. Mississippi State has never been there. Fans in Ohio State section wanted a push. Goldberg does it again!
They are just sticking it to him right now.
A clinic put on by the Lady Bulldogs.
This is where Ohio State's got time. They've got to have poise and composure. And Mississippi State can't afford to foul and stop the clock and put the Buckeyes potentially on the free throw line. How about Goldberg? look at Makongo's reaction. She sure does understand what the Sweet 16 is all about.
Overall, 5 of 6 from three-point range tonight. Only 36% from out there, which is the best on this team. Rack off the mark.
Yeah, you can't do silly things like that if you rack. You got to make sure you run some clock because Ohio State gets an easy one on the other end. 3 team fouls for Mississippi State, 4 team fouls for Ohio State.
Lavender with a dozen, so she has kept her perfect string alive. 102 career collegiate games, all of them with double-figure scoring.
Where's the help? You're going to let her drive all the way to the rim and not step up and draw a charge? Bring some help? Good take by Lamanu, Pam.
15 points. Oh, Perhalis is beyond frustrated. Thought she was getting fouled on the baseline, and now she has gotten a technical foul.
And that's a personal foul.
And that's it. She fouls out. We have seen her lose her cool in games this year, most notably against Iowa in the Big Ten Championship. And this one costs her this game. She has to sit down.
She has been bumped and bodied, and she felt like she got fouled right there, and then she steps out of bounds. I'm surprised Benita Spence didn't call the technical right there.
A double-double of the bad kind with the 10 turnovers. And Perhalis sits down with 4:21 left to go. Moeller is the backup point guard, and she is not near the offensive threat that Perhalis is. Debbie Black trying to, Debbie knows when to talk and when not to talk. She's just going to let Perhalis stew for a little while.
Yeah, there's nothing you can say to her right now, Pam. I mean, inconsolable, obviously. Upset and frustrated, knowing that she let her team down. And Rack's just going to calmly step to the line.
Hit the first technical. I talked to Perhalis about the Iowa situation.
Yeah, you were there for that.
Yeah, and she did not get a technical, and she should have. And she was very contrite when I talked to her and said she said, I know better than anybody that I lost my cool and I did the wrong thing, and I can't do that. My team needs me. I can't do it. And then she loses her head a little bit here tonight as well.
Completely takes herself out of the game. And so you go back to the point of interruption, and it was Mississippi State's ball on the baseline. That's why they're down there after the free throws.
Who would have thought they'd have a 21-point lead on Ohio State?
They were more physical. They were quicker to the paint. They did a great job bottling up Lavender in the first half, who only had 4 points.
Forced a ton of turnovers. There's one that goes Ohio State's way. Taylor Hill, terrifically talented, heads to the free throw line, fouled by DeAmber Johnson.
The team speed and the athleticism has just been too much. Mississippi State up 21, inside 4 to play.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented on ESPN by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Samantha Perhalis has fouled out of this game. Jim Foster, and that's the assistant Debbie Black trying to talk to her. Technical foul was also her 5th personal foul, lost her cool, and now her team is 3 minutes and 58 seconds away from being eliminated early again. And they are the 2nd seed in the Dayton Regional.
Shocking that Mississippi State has handled Ohio State the way they have handled them tonight. Look at the turnovers and the points off down here. That's what you need to look at, because that's a huge difference in the game. And remember, Ohio State started off 6 for 6 outside the 3-point line. At one point, they had 18 of their 24 points early on. They had really cooled off outside the arc, and Mississippi State has just taken it to them.
They've been very aggressive, showing no fear. Ohio State led by as many as 8 in the first half. We're down 12 at the break. And Mississippi State has just ballooned the lead. I've seen that, it seems like 100 times tonight. Romano just going right down the lane. So Perhalis is out. Hill with the basketball. And Hill runs the point right now with Moeller out on the floor as well. And Maria Moeller was the starter her freshman year and has been a starter at Ohio State, but she's not Sam Perhalis. She has some talent of putting up threes, but certainly can't create, and not the offensive threat that Perhalis is. Perhalis today named one of 12 finalists for the State Farm Wade Trophy, along with Jantel Lavender. You could talk about toughness or lack thereof, or a different kind of mindset, but Mississippi State was more aggressive and they attacked on both ends. Lavender with her 14th point. We're here for the win over St. Francis of Pennsylvania. Obviously a different level of competition, but we heard Carolyn Peck and Carol Lawson back in the studio talk about how Ohio State might have looked the best out of the gate of all of the top seeds, the top 2 seeds, and here they are. As we check out tonight's Capital One game track, Ohio State just giving the ball up and Mississippi State taking advantage. This is not going to be about Ohio State losing, Pam. This is going to be about Mississippi State winning, because they came in and with a 12-point lead in the second half. They showed no fear. They did not back down. And Buckeyes committing this foul will push Ohio State into, or Mississippi State into the bonus. And how about Sharon Fanning? 34 years on the sideline. Her first opportunity to go to the Sweet 16. Had great teams at UT Chattanooga and at Kentucky and at Mississippi State. Very fitting that Kentucky making their first trip to the Sweet 16 since 1982, a program that Sharon Fanning was very much a part of. I'm sure she's happy.